All right, second thing is, when we are in science, we use the metric system. So the US is one of the few countries in the world that don't use metric systems. So for instance, if I look up the temperature right now, I'm gonna look on my phone. It says that the temperature outside is, it says where I am that the temperature, why is everything so slow today? 79. 79 what? Anybody know?
Degrees?
Degrees? Yes, degrees what?
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit, right? All right, so 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, if I were to look up, make sure you guys can. All right, so if I were to look up what is the temperature in South Africa, which I looked up last period, it says it is 24 degrees. Sounds very cold for it to be 24 degrees in Africa right now, right? But what's wrong? What's different about the temperature here?
Celsius.
Yeah, it's in Celsius. Most of the world actually does their temperature in Celsius. So like we just like to be special and put in Fahrenheit. So actually in Johannesburg, the temperature in Fahrenheit is 76 degrees Fahrenheit, which is comparable to what it is here. So a lot of times with different measurements, when we're measuring anything, length, mass, weight, speed, all that stuff, a lot of times in the rest of the world, they use a totally different system than we do in the US, okay, including like temperature. So for example, if you were to look at your speedometer on your car, what does it measure the speed in?
Miles per hour.
Miles per hour, right? But if you ever notice, it's like it has the speedometer, it has miles per hour, but then on the inside, there's another little ring of numbers. Anybody know what that's measured in?
Kilometers an hour.
Yes, kilometers per hour. And that's because the rest of the world uses kilometers. And I'll tell you why. If I need to convert between miles and feet, or miles and feet and inches, all those numbers are like crazy. So like, here's a good one. So you can see on this one, if it clicks so slow. I gotta restart my computer. It is going so slow. I clicked this like 5 seconds ago, 10 seconds ago. Let's try again. Anyway, you can kind of see it. So like, on this one, you can see the little ring of numbers. This is kilometers per hour. On this one, you can see it, kilometers per hour, okay? Most of them have, there we go. All right, so here's miles per hour, which is what the US uses. And then all the other countries use like kilometers per hour, okay? And that's because it's a lot easier to convert. Like when people say, how many inches are in a mile? I don't know. How many inches in a foot? It's 12 inches in a foot, but then it's like 5,280 feet in a mile, I think. Maybe. I can't remember, honestly. But the point is, with the metric system, everything is by tens. So it's like, I can tell you how many meters are in a centimeter or a kilometer or a decameter or a hectometer, because the base unit is the same all the way up. There's no weird number you have to multiply or divide by to get it, okay? So that's what we're gonna be doing today on this metric mania sheet. Now, what I would suggest, what I told everyone is, I would suggest having a piece of paper, because realistically, you need paper for this class, okay? I can't give you guys worksheets unless they're online, but the stuff that we do, you really need to be like with a pencil writing this stuff, right? And then you can just put your answers on the sheet in here. But if you try to do this stuff on the computer, it's probably going to prove to be more of a headache and more difficult than just typing in your answers. All right. All right. So we're going to talk about base units. Let me switch to, I'm going to make my iPad the host so that we can go over this worksheet. So you should have the worksheet pulled up now. It should look like this. Okay. And then can somebody, if somebody has it pulled up, can somebody test for me? Because somebody last period said the boxes are too small and you can't actually type in them. So can you, somebody test for me and see if they can actually type in the boxes? You should be able to double click. I can write in it. It's just big, but you could probably decrease the font.
You can type in there.
You can type in there? Okay.
Just like the font is too big. That's it. You got to change the font.
Okay. Okay. That's it. I'll next time I'll make the boxes bigger and the font smaller. Yeah. Okay, good. 3. Great. All right. So this is the worksheet we're going to work on. Some of you guys are going to remember this stuff. Maybe all of you, I don't know. But if anybody remember the whole saying, you probably learned it in like, I don't know, maybe 8th grade. King Henry died. How did he die? He died by, anybody remember? Nobody heard that before? Okay, we're gonna have to go slow on this, guys. Anybody heard it? Nobody. All right, we're starting fresh then. This is metric conversions. All right, here we go. So let me make myself the host. I'm gonna stop sharing here, and then I'm going to make myself the host. And I'm going to share my screen. All right, so remember you might want some paper because we're going to be doing like moving decimals and stuff. Good grief. All right. All right, here we go. So metric conversions, and you can write this part on paper too. So if you don't want to fill this in, if you want to do this part on paper, that might be really good for you because we're going to write a couple of notes and we're going to use it to move stuff, but it's totally up to you. All right, so here's the saying. It says, King Henry died.
Yes, that means.
Say again, Posey?
I said, I'm guessing that means kilometers.
Yes, exactly. So that's what we're going to be using. This is just a shortcut to remember that. So it's a shortcut to remember all of the prefixes. So King Henry died by drinking chocolate
Milk.
Yes.
Yep. Got it.
Now, it's coming back. It's coming back. Good. All right, let me just slide this over. Evidently, King Henry was lactose intolerant. All right, so King Henry died by drinking chocolate.
I think your screen is froze on your iPad because you didn't finish writing yet.
Okay. I don't know why this is so slow today. There we go. Catch up. Come on. I'm sitting here. There we go. All right, King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. All right, so just like Posey was saying, he said he thinks the K is kilo. So we're going to learn all the prefixes. And I may go through and do the second part of this worksheet first because I think that might help. But all right, so each one of these letters, the beginning letters, represents a prefix, okay? Except for the B. The B is the base unit, okay? And when we say base unit, oh, I'm sorry, I'm waiting for it to catch up. There we go. All right, so when we say base unit, it is the unit that does not have a prefix, okay? So like if I say kilogram, the base unit is a gram, kilo is just a prefix, because I can put any prefix in front of gram. I can say kilogram, I can say, what just happened?
Stupid Zoom.
I know, it just stopped sharing. Okay. And I don't know why. I literally wasn't even touching anything. My hands were right here. Had stopped doing to restart broadcasting to Zoom for, okay. Let's try this one more time. Start broadcast. I love technology. I love technology. I love technology. All right, let's see. Am I not the host anymore?
No, it says you are.
Okay, here we go. So slow. Oh. Okay. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So I was saying the B is the base unit, which is just whatever units you're using that doesn't have a prefix. So like kilo, hecto, mega, deci, milli, centi, all those are prefixes. Like you can't just say I had a centi. A centi what? A centimeter, a centigram, a centiliter. The part that comes after that is the base unit. So we got 3 base units. We work with a lot of base units, but there's 3 that I want you to know right now. So the letters for them are G, a capital L, and a little m. All right, and I'm going to turn this way so I can zoom some more. And I'll wait for it to flip because I flipped it 2 seconds ago. Ugh, so slow. Anyway, any guesses for what G stands for? G.
Grams, maybe?
Grams.
Yes, G stands for gram. What about L?
Liters.
Liters. And M is not mass, but it measures a length.
Meter.
Yes, meter. All right. So I'm just going to make a note that gram measures mass. Liter measures volume. So when we measure liquids, we're usually measuring volume. And then meter measures length. All right. These are your base units, okay? These are your base units. So now we want to talk about the prefixes. All right, so I'm going to zoom down just a little bit, scroll down so I can, come on. All right, so Posey was saying he thinks K is kilo, and he is correct in that. So this is a kilo, okay? And then H is hecto.
Deca.
Okay, yes, Brooklyn, you are correct. And that's good because there's actually 2 Ds. So you see the die and the drinking. But this one, the first D is deca. So this is, and people spell it a couple of different ways. So some people spell it D-E-C-A, and then sometimes you'll see it D-E-K-A. So it could be either or. Okay, so I'll just make a little note. It's also D-E-K-A. Okay. Some people spell it like that. All right. And then what about the other D? Anybody guesses on the other D? Oops.
I didn't even know Deca was one. The whole staff with you.
There's actually a lot of them. I'll put a sheet in Schoology, but you know, when we talk about bytes, like how many, or gigs, right? How many gigs of speed you have or how big your phone is. You have gigabytes, megabytes, kilobytes. Like a megabyte is a really big unit. So that's why we want like a lot of, or gigabyte, gigs. And then you have like a terabyte, which is huge. So there's actually a lot more than these, but these are just like the super common ones. All right, what about C? We should know that one.
Centi.
Yes, centi. Centi, and then the other M or the last M? Tiny, tiny, tiny.
Milli.
Milli.
Miller.
Very nice. All right, so I'm going to go to the second page for a second so we can kind of do those and get used to them, and then we'll come back and do the conversions, okay? So keep this in mind.
Wait.
What?
I was still copying it. Give me 1 second.
Okay, yeah. Okay, no worries. So we're just going to talk about how to make sure we know like the letters for, or the symbols for it. Okay, so like, I'll just make a note. You don't have to write this, but like if it's kilo, it's going to be K something. Hecto is going to be H something. They're all really M something, C something, D something. The only one that's different is deca, because this one is also a D, so it's usually DA. But so it's usually followed by the base unit.
I'm good now.
Okay. So I'm going to go to the second page and then we'll come back and do this. All right, and since we have such a small class, I'm going to call on everyone and we're going to knock it out because this is our homework and we'll be done. It's going to be great. All right, so Kayla, if I have a kilogram, what do you think the letters are for that? Very nice, kg. All right, Posey, how about meter? M. Angel, how about gram?
G.
G. Very nice. Elizabeth, how about milliliter? Milliliter. Tell me milli first.
Milli would be M.
And then liter?
Would be L.
Yes. And we're going to make it a capital L. So yes. All right, James, how about millimeter? Millimeter this time.
MM.
M. Then Brooklyn, how about liter?
L.
L. Paul, how about kilometer or kilometer, whichever?
K.
Okay, and then meter?
Oh, KM.
KM. Justin, how about centimeter?
CM.
And Melissa, how about milligram?
MG.
MG. Very nice. All right, so just make sure we understand it. So if you ever see, like on number 4, this is just one letter, that means you're at the base. This one means you're at the base. This one means you're at the base, okay? So, and this is important because we're going to talk about, we're going to start moving them so we can. So I'm just making a note. Those are base units. So if it's 2 letters, and the only time people really kind of get tricked is sometimes they'll see M and they'll say, oh, we're in the milli box. And I'm like, well, you have to have another letter behind it for you to be in the milli box. And you'll know what I mean in a second, okay? All right, everybody got these down before I scroll back up?
Yes.
Right. Okay. I guess I should ask that other one. Anybody still writing? Next time I'll ask it the other way around. All right, so let's go up. So here, all right. All right, Luis, on this very first one, I have 1,000 milligrams. I'm gonna write that again. Can you tell me where my decimal is, even though I do not have a decimal written there?
You put one at the end?
Yeah, it's at the end, okay? So there's really a decimal at the end, all right. And Mandy, so it says milligrams, okay? So which box, when I'm looking at these boxes at the top, which box would I be in if I have a milligram?
The last one.
Yeah, the last one that says what? Just to make sure.
Milli.
Yeah. All right. So I'm in the milli box. Okay. So, and then I'm trying to get, I'm trying to change 1,000 milligrams. I want to know what that number is if I changed it to grams. Okay. So grams, what box is that in? Anybody?
The basic.
Unit.
Yeah, the basic unit box. So this is how easy it is. Once we start doing this, we're gonna we're gonna rock through it, okay? All right, so Mandy said we were starting in this box right here. You see my gold dot coming up, okay? And then we said we're trying to get to the base unit box. So I'm gonna take this is like where my decimal is now, it's in the milli box, and I'm gonna move it 1, 2, 3 times to get to my base unit box. I moved it 3 times to the left. So I'm gonna look at my decimal down here and I'm gonna move it 3 times to the left. 1, 2, 3. This is where my new decimal is. So my answer for this is 1. You could put 1, you could put 1.0, you can put 1.00. I just write all the zeros again. And that's really it. So let's do another one. Questions on how I got that though? Okay. All right. So 1 liter. Posey, what box am I starting in?
The basic unit. Yeah,
Yep.
the basic unit.
Yep, I'm starting in the basic unit box. And remember,
You're going right, right?
I am going right. So Posey says I'm going right. How many times to the right, Posey?
3, 4, 4, 3.
3. 1, 2,
So 1,000.
yes. So there's a decimal right here, right? And you're right, Posey. I'm just writing it out so everybody can see it. So there's a decimal right here that we didn't see. Posey said we were starting in the basic unit box, which we were. And then, sorry. And then we moved 1, 2, 3 places to the milli box because they wanted to get milliliters, okay? And so I'm gonna take my decimal and I'm gonna move it 1, 2, 3 places this way. There's my new decimal. And I'm gonna fill in my zeros right here. And Posey's right, he said it is 1,000. So I'm just gonna write 1,000 right here. And if you want to put the decimal, you are welcome to. You don't have to, but you can put the decimal there. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm gonna zoom in so we can still see the ladder. All right, on this next one, Angel, where is my decimal on this? And tell me what box I'm in.
I'm thinking you're in the like millimeter box.
Okay, so look at what's following right here.
Okay, centimeter.
Yes, I'm in the centimeter box. And where's my decimal right now to start?
It's behind 0.
It is behind the 0. Very nice. So it's right here. And then, Melissa, we're going from the centimeter box. What box do you think we're going to?
Milli.
Yes, we're going to the milli box. So on here, I would go from the centi box to the milli box. So I only moved 1 time to the right. So I'm going to move this 1 time to the right. Here's my new decimal, 0 right here. So this is 1,600. Sorry, I didn't know it was going so slow. Sorry, I'll have to look at the screen more often. So I went from the centi box. I went from the centi box to the milli box. Okay. And then I moved my decimal 1 time to the right. Okay. 1,600. All right. And as you go towards the left, those are way, way bigger. Like a millimeter, I don't have a ruler in here, but a millimeter is like those little lines on the ruler, okay? A kilometer or a kilometer, remember that's how we were measuring like in the car when we were driving. So that's like really big, okay? So you get bigger as you go that way, which means you need a whole bunch of millimeters to make 1 kilometer, okay? Or you need a whole bunch of millimeters to even make just a meter, okay? All right, so let's do this next one and then I'm gonna let you guys pick a couple and if we can get it all done together, And that was a benefit to coming to class. You don't have homework versus everybody who did not show up. Okay. All right. So let's kind of go through these next ones. All right. So you got 14 km. Here's my decimal. Paul, what box am I starting in? Which one am I going to?
You're gonna start in the kilo box,
And go to where?
and you're gonna go to the milli.
Okay, be careful. Am I going to
Hold
milli?
up. Oh, I'm tripping. Is that meter?
Yes, it is meter. And that's
Okay, my bad.
Yep, and that's the one thing that I was saying. Sometimes people, that's the most common mistake. People do it all the time because you say M and you think milli. But if we were going to the milli box, it would be M.
It would be MM.
Yes, it would be MM. Fair
All
enough.
right.
All right, so Paul said we're going to the base box, and it was 3 times 1, 2. Oops, I didn't mean to erase that. 1, 2, 3 places to the right. So 1, 2, 3 places to the right. So I'm gonna.
So 14,000 14,000 meters, not millimeters.
Yes, 14,000 meters. Correct, Posey. 14,000 meters. Very nice. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, I think we might finish all of these. All right, so I'm gonna scroll just a little bit. All right, my ladder, do you guys have your ladder? So I'll tell you what some people do. So you don't have to write all that out. I'm gonna write, because I have to zoom, I'm gonna move up a little bit. So I'm just gonna write this right here. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So I'm just gonna write, if my computer would catch up. I just wrote the letters here, so now I can move it, okay? Because I can't see my letter at the top. All right, so I'm at 109 grams. So I got 109 grams. Here's my decimal. I'm going from, James, what box am I starting in? What box am I ending in?
Starting at the base,
Okay.
and you're going to K.
Yep. All right. So 1, 2, 3. That's what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And so I'm going to move this 1, 2, 3 on my number up here. If my computer would keep up. So there we go. 3 places that way. So that's my new decimal. So this is 0.109 kilograms. All right. And if you want to put a 0 in front of that decimal, that's fine. You can put a 0 right there if you want. All right. 250 meters, and we're going to kilometers. Which one's bigger, a meter or a kilometer?
Kilometer.
Kilometer, yes. So if I have 250 meters, I should have way less kilometers because that's way bigger. So 250, and here's my decimal. Oh, this is just like the last one. So it's just like the last one. I'm starting in my base and I'm going to kilometers just like we did on the last one. So I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3. So this is 0.250. Questions thus far? All right, we are going to skip these. Okay, we're gonna go to the next.
So don't do them for the homework?
Yeah, you don't have to do them for homework.
Okay.
All right, and then on this next page, we're gonna skip 16 through 21 as well, because those are the same things. So, I'm gonna skip those two. All right, so take 10 seconds and have a backup. Everybody gets to pick one problem. We get to do it together. And that means you get to get all your answers. And then if we get all those problems done, we'll keep going and won't have any homework. All right, so I'm just gonna go across my screen. So as you get one, Justin, what number do you wanna do?
I can do number 1.
Number 1, okay. Paul, what number you want to do? So if you can pick, you can go in order or you can pick any number you want. If you see one that looks like, oh, whatever. Paul, what number?
You get 2.
You're gonna do 2, okay. Brooklyn?
I'll do 3.
3. Mandy, and we're gonna do these together, so you can be working on it, but we can do them together. Mandy, what number? Do we just want to go in order, guys?
Yeah, I'll just do 4. It doesn't matter.
All right. So
Yeah, we can just go in order.
all right, let's just go in order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Anthony, Lisa, we'll get most of these done. All right, we'll be missing 3. All right, so if we just go in order, Mandy would get 4, Anthony, you'll get 5, Luis is 6, Kayla 7, Melissa's 8, James is 9, Angel's 10, Elizabeth is 11, and Posey's 12. Okay. All right, do you guys want to take a second and try to do it? And then I'll just tell you if you're right or wrong. And then, all right, let's take like 2 minutes. See if you can work through it. Here's your King Henry died by drinking chocolate. Once you got yours done, see if you can start working from the top so we can make sure everybody else is doing theirs right. All right, Justin, do you have yours? What'd you get?
2.
2, very nice. So he started in the milli box, 2000 here. He moved 3 places, 1, 2, 3. Very nice, and I got 2. Cool. Paul, what'd you get?
104,000.
104,000, very nice. Yeah, 104, decimals here, 3 places, 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Brooklyn, what'd you get?
I got 4.80.
4.80, very nice. From the centimeter to the meter box, 1, 2 places, 4.80. And if you just put 4.8, that is also fine. Let me zoom in, sorry, so you guys can see. All right, Mandy, what you got? 5 points.
I got 5,600 grams.
Boom, boom. Here's my new decimal, 5,600 grams. Very nice. And then, who was next? Anthony, what you got?
I think I got mine wrong. So I don't know.
Okay, let's try. So you got 8. Here's your decimal. You're in the milli box. You're going from milli to centi. How many places, which way?
Hold up. Boy, 2?
All right, which letter are you starting at? You see my King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. What box are you starting at?
Where?
So you got millimeters. So which letter down here do you think you're starting at?
Oh, M.
M, very nice. And then what are you moving to? You're trying to get to centimeters. So
Oh, so 1 to the left.
1 to the left, very nice. So 1 to the left. So your answer is 0.8.
Oh.
Okay,
All right.
does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it now.
Okay. Luis, what you got? We're on number 6.
I got 5,000 milliliters.
Very nice. Started at the base, moved 3 places to the right to the milli box, 0, 0, 0, 5,000. I love doing homework when I don't have to actually do it. All right. Kalo, 198 in the base box, trying to get the kilograms. What'd you get? Did you say, Kayla? I can hear like wind, but I can't hear what you said. Can you guys hear Kayla?
No.
Okay. Kayla, are you saying anything or do you want to type it in? Yes, perfect. All right, Kayla got 0.198. Very nice. All right. Melissa, number 8.
0.075.
0.075. Very nice. And then who am I? Melissa, 50 centimeters. We're going to meters. What you got?
0.50.
0.50, 0.50. Very nice. And then James, number 10.
$5,600.
Okay, so you're at the, what box are you at?
The base.
Base, and you're going to centi how many times?
2.
2. Here's your new decimal. You only got space for 1 0. Yes.
500.
Yes, 560. All right. Angel number 11.
I'm not sure, but 1,600.
All right, so let's work through it. Let's make sure. So you got 16. Here's your decimal. What box are you in?
Centimeter.
King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. What box are you in? I'm sorry, I was writing.
Oh, centimeter.
Centimeter, and you're going to which box?
Millimeter.
Millimeter. So 1 time to the right, 1 time to the right. At your 0 in here should be 160.
Okay.
Okay. And then we can get to this last one. Oh, we got 2 more. Elizabeth, what'd you get? And Posey, what'd you get?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was doing 11. I thought mine was 11.
Oh, you know what? Did I skip somebody? I feel like I did. All right, okay, so Posey, which one did you do?
Oh, right.
You did which one?
You told me to do 12.
Okay, what'd you get for 12?
I got 2.5.
2.5, very nice. You guys have 3 problems for homework. Fantastic. Yes?
Can I see the whole sheet real quick? I want to double check that I wrote everything down right.
There you go. 3 problems for homework, guys. And I'll see you on Monday. Thank you for coming, class. See, this is what I like to do. Homework done. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Bye. See you guys. See you, Justin. Bye, Anthony. Have a great weekend. Thank you.